You've felt it 1,000 times. That sudden, weightless lurch in your gut. The car tips over the peak. Your stomach lifts. Your chest forgets how to breathe. And for one strange second, your body thinks something is very, very wrong. We call it the drop. But your stomach isn't actually dropping. Not the way you think. Your organs are barely moving at all. So what is that feeling? Why does it happen the instant you fall? And why, somehow, do we pay money to feel it? The truth is stranger than the ride. Right now, sitting wherever you are, your insides are quietly suspended inside you. Your stomach, your intestines, your heart, they're all held in place by soft tissues called mesenteries, plus a constant, gentle push from the gravity you've lived in your entire life. Your body has spent every second of your existence calibrated to one number, 1G, 1 Earth's worth of pull, every moment, in every cell. Every nerve, every fluid, every reflex assumes that pull will always be there. It's the silent baseline your brain uses to know which way is up. You never notice it. That's the whole point. Gravity is the one sensation so constant your brain edits it out of your awareness, the way you stop hearing a fan in the background. It's only there in your nervous system when it suddenly isn't. And then, at the top of a roller coaster, that baseline disappears. When the car tips over the crest and starts to fall, you and the car fall together at almost the same speed. For a brief moment, you are in something physicists actually call free fall, the same condition astronauts float in. Your seat stops pushing up on you. Your organs stop pressing down on each other. The familiar tug of gravity, the one your nerves have leaned on your whole life, suddenly isn't there. Your stomach didn't drop. Gravity did. And here's the strange part. Your body has no built-in word for that. There's no nerve that says you are weightless now, because for millions of years, your ancestors had no reason to ever feel this. Falling was rare. Sustained falling was catastrophic. So your brain interprets the silence the only way it knows how. It assumes you are falling out of a tree. Tucked deep inside each of your ears is a tiny, beautiful structure called vestibular system. Think of it as your body's internal level, 3 little fluid-filled loops, plus 2 pouches lined with microscopic crystals. Those crystals are real, and they're sitting in your head right now. They're called otoliths, and they rest on a bed of sensitive hairs that constantly report which way is down. Normally, gravity tugs the crystals gently downward, and the hairs whisper to your brain, "We're upright, all is well." But when you go into freefall, those crystals stop pressing. The hairs go quiet, and your brain receives a signal it almost never gets in normal life. Down has vanished. That alone would be enough to feel weird, but your gut joins the chorus. Your stomach and intestines are tethered, not bolted. In freefall, they float upward inside you by just a few millimeters, enough to tug, ever so slightly, on the nerves wrapped around them. That tiny tug is the drop. It isn't your stomach falling, it's your stomach finally not being pulled down. For most of your life, you felt the weight of your own organs without ever noticing it. The roller coaster is the first time you've ever felt their absence. And your brain hates it. Because to your nervous system, there is only one situation in nature where gravity disappears. You are falling, and falling, historically, meant dying. So a cascade of ancient alarms fires off in a fraction of a second. Your adrenal glands dump adrenaline into your blood. Your heart rate spikes, your pupils widen, your muscles tense, your breathing freezes for a beat. This is the same reflex that fired in your great-great-great-grandparents when a branch snapped beneath them. Your body, somewhere deep in its wiring, still thinks you're a small primate falling out of a tree. It just doesn't know you paid $40 for the privilege. Here's where it gets even stranger. Pause for a second and notice. When you remember the feeling of a drop, your stomach actually clenches a little right now. That's how deeply your body has filed this sensation under important do not forget. The memory of weightlessness lives in you, waiting. One image of a coaster cresting a hill, and the whole circuit lights up again in miniature. Because evolution didn't design you for amusement parks. It designed you to survive cliffs. A creature that felt nothing during a fall would never brace, never grab, never reach for the next branch. A creature that felt everything, the lurch, the adrenaline, the sharpened vision, had a tiny, precious window to save its own life. You are the descendant of the ones who flinched. The stomach drop isn't a malfunction, it's a feature millions of years in the making, still working perfectly. The problem is just that the roller coaster isn't a real cliff. There's a reason kids on a swing scream and laugh at the same time. That same tiny taste of falling lives in every push, every dip, every drop step on a staircase you misjudged. The coaster is just the maxed out version of a feeling your body has been practicing since you were a toddler. Quick pause, I'm genuinely curious. What's the moment that hits you hardest on a roller coaster? The climb up, the second of weightlessness at the top, or the plunge down? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them, and the pattern across people is genuinely fascinating. Then come back because the next part is the one I find truly wild. Because here's the twist. If your body thinks falling is a death event, why on earth do we line up for it? Why do we laugh at the bottom? Why do we get off the ride and immediately get back in line? The answer is one of the most beautiful glitches in the human mind. When you're strapped into a coaster, your conscious brain knows you're safe. You see the harness. You see the smiling teenager who closed the gate. You see other riders walking off alive and grinning. But your ancient survival circuits don't watch teenagers. They watch gravity. And gravity says you are dying. So you end up living for a few seconds in a kind of split state. Your modern mind is calm and your ancient body is screaming. Two versions of you disagreeing in real time. That gap is the thrill. Your brain, flooded with adrenaline and a surge of dopamine, learned something incredible in that moment. I felt death, and I survived. And it rewards you for it. Researchers studying thrill-seeking sometimes describe this as a kind of benign masochism. The pleasure of triggering your fear system in a context your rational mind knows is safe. It's the same trick that makes scary movies fun, and spicy food addictive, and haunted houses a strangely popular date idea. The exact wiring is still debated. Scientists agree the dopamine release is real, but how much of the joy comes from the fear itself versus the relief afterward is genuinely an open question in psychology. The roller coaster isn't selling you a ride, it's selling you a controlled, miniature, near-death experience with a seatbelt. And your body, bless it, falls for it every single time. There's one more layer worth noticing. After the drop, when the car levels out and you start laughing, that laughter isn't just joy. It's release. Your nervous system is burning off the alarm chemicals it just dumped into your blood. The shaky hands, the giddy voice, the slightly wobbly walk back to the line, that's the storm clearing. It's the storm clearing. It's the same reason people hug strangers after surviving something scary together. Survival is biochemically hilarious. In a strange way, the roller coaster lets you rehearse mortality and then immediately survive it. Few things in modern life let you do that in 90 seconds. So the next time you sit in that creaky little car and feel the chain pulling you up, listen to your own body. The tightening chest, the grip on the bar, the quiet thought that maybe this was a mistake. That isn't weakness. That's 100 million years of careful design, getting ready to save your life from a danger that isn't coming. And when you crest the top and your stomach lifts, and the world goes quiet for one impossible second, remember what's really happening. Your organs are floating. Your inner ear has gone silent. Your brain, briefly convinced you've fallen out of the tree of life itself, is firing every alarm it has. You haven't dropped. Gravity has. And for one breath, you get to feel exactly what your ancestors felt without any of the consequences they faced. That's the magic of the ride. Not the speed. Not the loops. The fact that, for a few seconds, you get to be a small, frightened primate again, and then walk away laughing. If this rewired the way you'll think about your next coaster, hit that like button. It genuinely helps tiny science channels like Bodyquirk reach more curious brains. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell me in the comments, what's the most intense stomach drop you've ever felt? Was it on a ride, in a dream, or in an elevator that moved a little too fast? Next time, we're diving into why your body jolts awake right as you're falling asleep, and the answer is even older than the roller coaster. Until then, be kind to your inner primate. It's been through a lot.